Welcome back to DC Metal. Now this one's gonna take a little bit of explanation in case this is your first DC Metal video. But this storyline involves Batman basically being way too curious and diving into the dark multiverse. Multiple versions of himself that are evil then showed up, and their master plan is to collapse the entire multiverse. We have a lot of videos that are getting us up to this point, but what you need to know is that there is a character known as Detective Chimp who's currently in the Hall of Heroes looking for answers. That's basically the headquarters of everyone in battle. And the characters Flash and Raven are currently in a spaceship that is traveling between the frequencies which go between the multiverse. It's like a ship that rides upon the musical waves and it's alive. They're currently traveling through the multiverse, and the Wild Hunt, aka the Dark Knight, aka the evil Batman, are chasing them. I know that was a lot to explain. If you want to have the full explanation, watch all the videos, but here we go. DC Metal tie-in Wild Hunt. As Bobo the Chimp takes a closer look at his work, he says, "The unexplained life is not worth living. I used to know who said that, but now it's hard to remember anything. I can remember back when I was just an act in a circus and how my handlers were always mean to me. They would often hit and beat me and I didn't do what they wanted. But out of that group, there was one man, a friend, who would save me. Rumor was that Fred wasn't all there in the head after being in a battle, but he was still kind to me, bringing me food and even tried to help me learn songs. But because of that, the others killed him, and in Fred's final moments, he left my cage unlocked." As Bobo escaped fleeing into the jungle not knowing what to expect, there were so many dangers and horrors in the world. And just as things had come to an end, he appeared. And his name was Rex. And Rex told him not to give up. He's almost there. Follow him to the Fountain of Youth. Bobo followed Rex, even though he couldn't actually understand him, but that's what he thought he had said. After traveling through the woods, the two came to a beautiful river with crystal clear waters. They drank from this fountain, and all of Bobo's wounds were healed. The pain that he had had for years was gone, but there was something else. He began to understand things, and he saw clues, and he put them together, and all of it all made sense. Bobo returned to the circus and presented the evidence to have the men arrested, and from there, he set out to find out all that he could. And back in the current timeline at Black Hawk Island, why is he having trouble remembering? Why is he having trouble concentrating? Detective Chimp needs to learn what's going on. Bobo tells him that he thinks he doesn't understand what's happening. It feels like he's de-evolving. He can't remember who said the unexamined life is nor worth living. And a few moments later, Thomas Morrow steps down telling him that it was Socrates. And Bobo tells him, yes. Thanks to his hard work, he was able to make contact with the layers of the multiversal feedback with the Flash and the others. From his calculations, while escaping the dark multiverse, the challengers of the unknown used Red Tornado's wind harmonics to guide themselves to the House of Heroes. Before returning to Earth, that frequency appeared to be the same one that their allies were now riding, on board the Monitor ship Ultima Thule, en route to the heart of the multiverse. Thomas says that Socrates is the least of their worries. His immediate concern involves the immutable laws of physics, which is why he must borrow Dr. Magnus for a moment. As the two leave, Thomas mentions that he feels that Detective Chimp is losing it. The bigger the words that he uses, the lower his intellect seems to go. They also have something else. Thomas leads William to a boiling pot of water with an egg in it. And William asks, what is he looking at? Thomas then goes on telling him that the boiling point for the water is now 106 degrees. Whatever is happening is causing the laws of physics to fall apart. While Thomas and William begin to study the recent changes, Bobo continues to try and make contact with Cyborg and Flash aboard the Ultima Thule. Small patches begin to come in, and on the other end, the Flash shouts, "Mayday! Everything everywhere is going to die! SOS!" The Flash looks back, asking Raven, who is currently struggling to maintain the ship's emotions, how things are going on her end. And she tells him that the vessel's living music empathetic drive is confused, afraid. Everything is out of tune. The Musica Universalis is breaking down into noise and feedback. The Flash says that all of the 52 universes that make up the multiverse all exist at the same time in the same place, but they're separated by a frequency vibration. So the House of Heroes that we are looking at is right here. All we have to do is tune into its location. Raven says that she can't find it. The Ultima is lost. It's guided by instinct, trying to return to Otin, the Super Judge, the last of the monitors to protect the multiverse. And the Flash says that this sounds like their guy. She won't have to experience the ship's pain any longer. The controls were designed for creatures who can alter their scale and pitch at will to travel throughout the multiverse, and that is something that he can do. Raven tells him that no, it's too late. Something is bearing down on them through the noise. Enormous, disoriented, faster than thought. The wild hunt is upon them. Outside, 2 missiles shoot by their ship, and the Batman Who Laughs says, "Look at them. They think that they can whistle a tune. The cosmos would give them a ride to Valhalla." The song ship's tune is weak. The carrier's drumbeat carries a darker authority. Let's make them hear it. Arm the warheads! The murder machine then pulls out the screens from the inside of the Ultima, and Cyborg explains to everyone that the carrier is powered by, get this, a caged baby universe. That's monitor scale nanotech. They can track and follow us anywhere. And the Batman Who Laughs begins laughing. They're finally getting it! Soon the Ultima Fall begins to pull out into the universe, and Cyborg says that he has an idea. The baby universe is rich in cosmic potential pulled straight from the World Forge. If they can free it, it will stop the carrier in its tracks. All that positive energy might set the multiverse back on the right track. They'll be able to correct everything and prevent the dark multiverse from taking over. The Batman Who Laughs tells everyone to prepare to board. Murder Machine, open the door! Back in the Ultima, the doorway opens as Cyborg tells the Flash that he's the fastest one here. He knows what needs to be done. As the door flies open, Dawnbreaker flies in shouting, "You, Goth! With the darkest black I will choke the light. No brightest day escapes my sight." Raven says that her dad's a demon, and that doesn't make her a goth. She likes all kinds of music. So, make your darkest constructs, little Bruce. You don't scare the daughter of hell! As Raven teleports, the Drowned shouts that she can teleport all she wants, but soon she'll run out of places to hide. As the Drowned and the Dawnbreaker miss their attacks, Raven tells them that she isn't hiding. She's buying enough time to take control of the constructs. While the constructs hold the 2 of them back, Raven then opens the door to kick the Drowned through it and asks the Flash if he's found it yet. Over aboard the carrier, the Flash says that he's found the baby universe, but the Merciless is here as well. The Flash quickly disables the gravitational suppressor gates on the baby universe, but before he can do anything else, Red Death grabs him from behind. The Flash says, "Yeah, I predicted that." And the energy explodes, knocking everyone to the ground. Red Death starts to get up asking, "What just happened?" And the Flash tells him that he just hit him with a pure positive energy of creation. It just shifted his polarity. It reversed you, Red Death. Red Death looks at himself, but he's now gold instead of red, and he tells him, "My name is Barry Allen. Bruce is gone. The screaming rage. How do I fix this?" The Merciless begins to get up, and the Flash says, "Well, we're standing here at the end of infinity, doing our best to prove that it still means something to be a hero." Both the Flash and Red Death turn their attention to the Merciless, and they begin punching. And while everyone continues their fights, the Flash tells Red Death that they need to escape to Thal, but Red Death tells them that they can't. The Dark Knights have captured the universe again. Someone has to stay to keep it from expanding until it's too big to recapture. Murder Machine says that the carrier has been compromised. They must return before it's too late. Soon, the Dark Knights begin to retreat from their carrier, their device that allows them to soar the multiverse. And the Devastator charges at the Flash and Red Death, but Red Death says, "There's always a sacrifice. Now go, Barry." The Flash pauses and he calls for a door. And Raven shouts that she doesn't understand. They were just winning. The music, it's all noise now. The Batman Who Laughs shouts to Red Death, "Well done, traitor! You played your part. You gave them one last taste of hope! We expected this weakness from you. Now you can feel what it's like to be a being of darkness, charged with positive energy, and how it'll rip you to shreds." As the Red Death's body begins to shine and explode from within, all of the other Dark Knights stand there watching as he dies. Back on Black Hawk Island, Detective Chimp sits on his desk, and the transmission from the Ultima Thal comes in, and Flash says that they did it. They're nearly to the house of Zzz. The feed cuts out, and soon, Detective Chimp begins to feel the effects of his brain leaving. And when he suddenly begins to switch on Red Tornado activates, shouting, "No! They've opened the door! They've opened the door to the dark!" He releases a blast of wind, and he falls to the ground, stating that they tried to close the door, but they underestimated the power. They carried it home with them. Their plan is to inject a fatal dart into the heart of the multiverse and watch it all die. It's a trap. The Justice League has been herded there. The first sign that the end has arrived will be a word, a plea. Help. Back on the Ultima Thal, Raven shouts to Barry that the carrier's warheads are firing, and they're charged with dark energy. They've become a poison dart. They're headed straight into the heart of everything, and the Flash says, "They wanted this. They were hunting us. They were aiming us. We need a miracle now." As the Ultima Thule gets closer to the House of Heroes, everyone on Black Hawk Island begins to prepare for the worst, and Thomas says that it's been a pleasure working with them. Detective Chimp tries to talk, but as he does, his speech begins to revert, and suddenly he begins to feel something pulling at his mind. A bright light shines, and a voice calls out to him from inside his mind. He looks around asking if that's Stubbs. Where are we? And Stubbs tells him that they are super chimps. They gotta stick together until the end. Soon, more of the super chimps begin to appear, and Batman Chimp asks Detective Chimp, "You wondered what DC meant, right? Detective Chimp, we've watched your life, and we've got everything fixed in 2067. The 53rd world is here to help. So, are you ready to save the universe, Detective Chimp?" And there you have it. Gold version of Red Death is dead and gone. And guess what? There's only one story left in DC Metal. So subscribe to this channel to see the conclusion to this entire epic, and then we're going to be putting together one giant video for you to enjoy. You can join our Discord community down below, where we're putting together various videos with the help of you, and you get mentioned in the video and down in the description below if you join us over there. And thank you to everyone who's joined us for this entire DC Metal ride. Let's finish it.